With so many Disney World restaurants to choose from, which options do we here at DFB believe are truly 100% the best of the best? It's a loaded question, but I think we found the solution for narrowing it down. These are our most recommended dining spots ever. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and today we're talking about the best Disney World restaurants of all time. We want to make sure you know which Disney World dining establishments come out on top when it comes to the best food, the best theming, and the best entertainment. So grab a fork and spoon, let's dig in. We're going to start with the best Magic Kingdom restaurant where you can dine under $20. Yep, let's talk about my all-time favorite quick service at Magic Kingdom, Columbia Harbor House. Now, this has a menu full of surf and turf featuring fried, grilled, and chilled options too. The priciest thing you're going to find on the Columbia Harbor House menu is the lobster roll made with chilled lobster and a touch of mayonnaise, served inside a New England-style bun with a side of fries. But even then, you're still going to pay under $20 for that. Okay, you're going to pay $19, which is pretty pricey for a sandwich, but that's the way of the lobster roll. Your other options, like the fish and shrimp platters and the plant-based crispy mushroom roll or the maple mustard glazed salmon, it's all going to range around $13 to $15 per plate, which is an excellent deal. That's going to give you a decent portion of meat, as well as either one or two sides to go along with it, depending on what you order. The fried options typically come with fries, while the grilled options come with rice and green beans. And then there's me, ordering my classic chicken tenders and fries from this place for $11, just as happy as a clam. And you know what? I don't care. I love Disney World chicken strips. But if you want to go even cheaper than that, both adults and kids are more than welcome to order off the kids menu for lighter options at a lighter price. The Columbia Harbor House kids menu has options like grilled salmon, shrimp skewers, fried shrimp, and chicken strips. And each of these options comes with their choice of two sides and a small drink, all for under $10. Okay, in this next one, proving that I wasn't lying to you, because the Disney World restaurant categories are going to get real niche today. This is the best restaurant for time travel. I know, where else are you going to learn about time traveling dining establishments and the like, right? Now, when it comes to restaurants that let us live out our time traveling fantasies to the fullest, no place quite does it better than Liberty Tree Tavern in Magic Kingdom, right next to Columbia Harbor House, as it so happens. LTT is what I call Liberty Tree Tavern. It's a family-style restaurant, which basically means it's a reverse buffet, where the endless eats are brought out to your table instead of you having to scour a buffet line to pile them on yourself. Usually you'll find me raving about the all-you-care-to-enjoy Thanksgiving-style items served here, even though I'm not a huge Thanksgiving food fan. It's really good here for some reason. So even if you're not like, a Thanksgiving food person, you're probably still going to like this. Just going to go out on a limb and say that. And they also have that ooey gooey toffee cake, which is probably one of the best desserts in all of Disney World. I've been saying it for 16 years and I'm going to still say it because I keep eating desserts in Disney World and this is still one of the best. But what I want to talk about today is the theming of this restaurant. All you Revolutionary War enthusiasts are going to get a kick out of it. Everything inside Liberty Tree Tavern has been expertly placed to create a setting that takes you back in time, back to the late 18th century American colonies. Each room is decorated to honor someone who was instrumental in the creation of the United States of America. So the next time you head to Liberty Tree Tavern, ask your town crier about the particular room in which you're being seated and have them show you around a little bit and maybe show you a few of the decor elements that reference that particular person. Liberty Tree Tavern is one of the restaurants we featured in our free Top 10 Disney World Restaurants guide too, which you can grab today by scanning the QR code you see on the screen now, or if you're watching this video on your phone, going to disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants after this. But where exactly do we have Liberty Tree Tavern ranked? Each year we update this free guide so you'll know which of our favorite restaurants in each Disney World park and Disney Springs too rank overall, including which ones have climbed to the top spots for now. All right, I'm already cheating because there are two specific restaurants I want to talk about for this category. To be fair, pretty much every Disney World restaurant has floor-to-ceiling immersiveness, immersion, however you want to say it, however Imagineers like to talk about it, basically making you feel like you're somewhere else. But some restaurants in particular go above and beyond by directly involving you in the immersive experience happening around you. Like take Roundup Rodeo Barbecue over in Hollywood Studios. Roundup Rodeo is a fully immersive Western-style table service that, just like Liberty Tree Tavern, serves up food in a family-style fashion. Only instead of endless Thanksgiving eats, you're going to be chowing down on endless barbecue. The concept of this restaurant is that Andy, you know Andy, that kid from the first Toy Story films who originally owned Buzz, Woody, and the gang? Yeah, that kid, has built this intricate rodeo arena for all of his toys to play in. And that includes you, because as Woody once said, you are a toy. But aside from over-the-top theming with oversized props and board games and sheriff badges, how else does Roundup Rodeo Barbecue keep you directly involved in the unraveling story? Just listen closely to the audio being played throughout the restaurant. Every now and then you'll hear Sarge the Green Army Man come on over the speaker to shout out Andy's coming. And since you're an honorary toy, you're expected to live by the toy code whenever you dine here. So when you hear that there's a human kid on the premises, you best be freezing in place no matter where or what you're doing inside the restaurant so you don't get caught. Now, I can't talk about immersive dining without talking about what's possibly some of the most immersive dining on property, Trader Sam's Grog Grotto over at the Polynesian Village Resort. It's not just the impressive hideaway setting that creates the Trader Sam's experience. The servers and bartenders serve up plenty of hijinks along with each alcoholic concoction that you order, as does the room itself. Want to order a Krakatoa punch? I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites. But you should be prepared for the serene island setting outside the window to transform when a seemingly dormant volcano suddenly erupts before your very eyes. And if you order the multi-person Aoa drink, cast members will start up a chant, Aoa, 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 alerting the Tiki Goddess of impending disaster. You'll soon find out the Tiki Goddess isn't too keen on being disturbed this way, so it's up to you and your fellow group members to throw cinnamon into your Aoa beverage as a worthy sacrifice to help appease her and settle the storms once and for all. These are only a few of the many enchanted examples you're going to come across during your time at this highly interactive bar. So if you want to check out the rest of the entertainment yourself, be sure to line up for this bar early, very early, so you can put your name on the walk-up wait list. Grog Grotto doesn't take advanced dining reservations, but the bar still gets packed quickly each and every night. So your best course of action is to show up 30 to 40 minutes before the bar opens, which is around 3 p.m. So POG is a big deal in Disney World. This is a non-alcoholic beverage made of passion fruit, orange, and guava juices, and it is delicious. A nice fruity combo. It's sweet and tart, makes you feel all tropical. We love it. You're going to find POG at a lot of different places around Disney World, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a POG purist, so the fact that I can get unlimited refills of straight up POG during breakfast at Boma over at Animal Kingdom Lodge is a pretty big deal for me. Boma is a buffet-style restaurant open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and while we do enjoy lunch and dinner here, Boma has one of our favorite breakfast spreads with lots of African-inspired flavors to choose from, as well as plenty of American staples too, so everyone can find something they're going to love. Complementing this unique breakfast spread with bottomless POG is just the icing on the cake for Boma, or rather the vanilla anglaise on the seasonal bread pudding. That doesn't quite flow as well as icing on the cake, but it's still an effective idiom, and it's, accurate. Sometimes you want the freedom to create an entree that doesn't require you having to make a whole lot of special requests to get it exactly the way you want it. That's why places like Subway and Chipotle are still super popular, right? People want to make their food, but they don't want to necessarily make their food. Fortunately, Animal Kingdom has their own Chipotle-like quick service too, which you can find over in the Pandora section of the park. Satuli Canteen serves up breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a menu of options meant to reflect Pandora's natural abundance, with a focus on whole food grains, veggies, and proteins. The spotlight of the menu are those create-your-own Satuli bowls offered during lunch and dinner. Though to be fair, the DFP team and I have been known to order the cheeseburger pods instead on several occasions, just cause it's a bao bun stuffed with Big Mac-tasting burger meat, and that hits the spot every time. To build a custom bowl, though, you'll select your protein, or if you want a plant-based dish, you can order the chili spice crispy fried tofu instead. Then you'll select your base, ranging from options like red and sweet potato hash to a lettuce bed. Finally, you'll select your sauce, though you also have the option to skip the sauce entirely if you're not keen on what's available. You can also request to have your sauce served on the side, just in case you're interested in trying a particular one without the sauce completely dousing your bowl and ruining it if you end up not liking it. There are lots of barbecue options in Disney World right now, and most of them are going to be a whole lot cheaper than what you'll find at Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, to be quite frank. But if you're looking for the absolute best quality and best value, you'll probably need to hit up Disney Springs. More specifically, you'll go to the Polite Pig. Polite Pig focuses on local flavors and ingredients, and the emphasis here is on wood-fired, smoked, modern barbecue with all drinks in the establishment on tap. The Polite Pig does not mess around. If you want good barbecue, this is good barbecue, and if you don't want to take my word for it, take the Michelin Guide's word for it. Back in 2022, the Polite Pig was actually recognized by the Michelin Guide, which only features restaurants they're impressed by, according to the chief inspector. And I get it, I'm impressed by this place too. Don't forget, this is run by Orlando restaurant royalty James and Julie Petrakis. They also run Ravenous Pig, they are Cask and Larder. There are all of these restaurants in the Orlando area that people absolutely adore. So the fact that you can get a quick service, affordable option from them is wonderful too. A few eats we love over at Polite Pig, you've got the USDA prime rib, butcher board for two, barbecue meatballs. Honestly, I could make a whole meal for myself with just the a la carte market sides alone. Grilled street corn, mac and cheese, crispy whiskey caramel coated Brussels sprouts. And because this is a quick service focused on fresh flavors, options rotate a lot. You're going to get a lot of chef specials here, so you're bound to find something new each season. Recently, they just introduced their new pig-style cocktail to their menu to go along with their already impressive selection of cocktails. And hey, who doesn't want to drink with a little rubber friend in it, right? I mean, that doesn't sound good. I don't know. Anyway, there's a drink here with a pig in it if you want it. With hundreds of restaurants to choose from, how are you going to find those key options that make everyone in your group happy and fed? I know. You've watched these videos enough. You know exactly how you're going to do it, right? That's right, the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. Even the restaurants we're highlighting today as the best Disney World restaurants of all time aren't going to hit it out of the ballpark for everyone. So in our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining, we're talking about every single restaurant so you can make sure to find the restaurant that's going to suit you, your family, what you guys are looking for. It's all going to be in there. And what's great about this guide is that we have a team with very diverse tastes. There's a bunch of people who like certain restaurants that don't like others and vice versa. So we understand that it's our job to make sure you know why we like certain restaurants and why other ones aren't hitting the mark for us, because they may very well hit the mark for you. The guide has a lot of different viewpoints to make sure you get a completely unbiased look at every single restaurant on site. Plus, it's chock full of our team's collective dining tips and tricks and budgeting points that we've gathered from probably collectively like 100 years of visiting Disney World. We have a lot of people on our team and we've all been going for a long time. If you want to pick up one of these guides, head to dfbstore.com right now and remember to type in code YouTube for some extra savings. Well, don't go right now. Go after the video. Recently, my scriptwriter Bria paid a visit to Disney Springs, and she came back super excited to talk about two specific quick service locations that really won her over this last trip. So I'm going to hand things over to her for a minute so she can give you the full scoop like she gave it to me. Take it away, Bria.
I want you to know that during my last Disney World visit in March, I ate at several locations around property, and yet these two Disney Springs quick services are the ones that really stuck out to me the most. The first is Pepe by Jose Andrews. Pepe is attached to the sit-down Jaleo restaurant. Much like Jaleo, Pepe also offers a menu of Spanish cuisine, but unlike Jaleo, it's a whole lot more affordable, and you can choose to eat your items on the go or inside the quick service. The chicken fritters here are my new ride or die snack. The inside of these tastes like you're biting into a hearty chicken pot pie filling or like a really creamy chicken noodle soup. It's comfort snacking to the max. And the second quick service location I want to talk about real quick is Eat by Manit Chauhan. Not only is there lots of indoor seating in this place, but their menu of Indian cuisine with a modern twist deserves its rightful place in the limelight.
Yep, I agree. Both Pepe and Eat have proven to be underrated quick service gems hiding out in an expansive sea of restaurants. But I think there's two morals we can take away from what Bria was saying. One, don't be afraid to branch out and try something new if you've got the budget and you've got the time. And two, don't feel ashamed if you wind up visiting a restaurant more than once in a single trip. If you already know you love it, then you know your money's going to be well spent the second time around. So what about the best real views at a restaurant? Much like how hotel rooms can feel more appealing based on their views, it's the same with a sit-down restaurant. You agree with that sentiment? Great. Then you're going to be chill if I cheat again and list not just one, but 3 restaurants for this particular category. First up, let's check out Sanaa over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Sanaa is in the Kidani Village section of the resort, so it's a little bit of a trek to get over there if you're not already staying as a guest in one of the Kidani rooms. But once you make it out yonder, you'll you'll be rewarded with a lovely sit-down meal full of African influences. But one of the best parts about eating here are those floor-to-ceiling windows that'll give you a picture-perfect view out across the sunset savanna while you eat. And that means during your meal, you're going to be able to see zebra and giraffe and African birds and several other creatures who call the savanna home. Keep in mind that some Sanaa tables have better views of the savanna versus others. You're going to want to sit ideally at a table that's right next to the window, right? Because if you're not, then you're going to have to look past a bunch of other people sitting at a table right next to the window. So it's always a good idea to check with the restaurant host and request a table next to one of those big windows, just in case one's going to be ready and available for you to claim. Now, just a quick reminder, if you're going to Sanaa for the view, make sure you go when it's light outside. If you go when it's dark outside, all you're going to see is a reflection of yourself in the window. You're not going to see any of the animals. Next up, it's California Grill. This is over in the Contemporary Resort. It's a prix-fixe restaurant that has floor-to-ceiling windows as well, and this view is gorgeous no matter what time of day. But since California Grill is perched on top of the 15-story resort, you're going to have a crystal clear view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks when Happily Ever After starts shooting them off. So if your table isn't right next to the windows, you can still abandon your seats for a bit to go watch the fireworks from the restaurant's private balcony instead. So it's never a gamble whether you're going to have a good view of the show or not, thank goodness. Even if you eat at California Grill earlier on in the evening, you can show your same-day meal receipt to the Cali Grill host stand located on the second floor of the resort, and they'll let you head on back up to the restaurant before showtime so you can still have access to that private balcony viewing arrangement. So don't be sad or frustrated if you don't get that, critical 9 p.m. dining time. Just eat whenever you can and then go back up to the restaurant to watch the show. Now, how about if you're not looking to spend a whole lot of money, but you're still wanting a good meal, good drink, and really good views? Then this feels like the perfect time to bring up one of my favorite lounges in Disney World, and in the world in general, Nomad Lounge over at Animal Kingdom. This is attached to the signature Tiffin's restaurant, meaning you can grab bites that come straight from the same kitchen, as well as a unique assortment of handcrafted cocktails. Whether you're sitting inside or outside at Nomad, you're going to be able to dine and drink in an atmosphere that's chill and relaxing and also celebrates a spirit of adventure. But it's hard to pass up Nomad Lounge's wraparound covered patio. I want this in my own backyard so badly. I love their outdoor seating. It's very comfortable and peaceful, but I totally understand when it gets real hot out there. Yeah, I bail and I go inside too. So depending on how the weather is that day, you can sort of request a certain table. They may not be able to guarantee it, but I always request it anyway. Now, how about the best simulated views at restaurants? Can fake views really beat real views? I guess it all depends. Do you prefer dining inside planet Earth or would you prefer dining in space? So Space 220 over in Epcot isn't just a dining experience. It's a ride up to space, 220 miles above the Earth. Okay, not really, but it sure does feel that way thanks to simulated panoramic window views that'll make you feel like you've actually been transported to dine inside the Centauri space station. The closer you are to the windows, the more details you're going to be able to see floating past during your meal. You might spy the X2 Deep Space Shuttle from Mission Space, surfing astronauts, astro dogs, lightsaber battles, and lots of other fun surprises that'll pop up in deep space as you dine. Space 220 is a very pricey prix-fixe meal, but you can always book reservations for the Space 220 Lounge instead, or test your luck to see if there's any walk-up seating available for the bar on the day of your visit. If you'd rather check out this impressive galactic view while ordering off of a limited a la carte menu that won't have you breaking the bank, that's our recommendation. So how about the best restaurants that Disney has ever created that are no longer around? I mean, look at the title of this video, right? The best Disney World restaurants of all time. So of course I had to include a couple that you can't go to any longer because they fit the bill. These restaurants have ingrained themselves into our memories regardless as being some of the best Disney restaurants to have graced this theme park property. First up is, of course, Adventurers Club. Adventurers Club was once part of the Pleasure Island district back when Disney Springs was still downtown Disney in Orlando. So this was a nightclub based around the fictional character Meriwether Adam Pleasure and his many curios that reflected all the adventures he'd taken over the years. The curios around the nightclub often interacted with guests, and improvisational skits took place throughout the night too, because of course all of Meriwether Adam Pleasure's friends were there. So there were animatronics and puppets and live actors that made guests go from feeling like patrons to feeling like fellow explorers. And if you're sitting there going, that sounds kind of similar to Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, you're not totally wrong, though in comparison to Adventurers Club, Trader Sam's is pretty low-key. However, it's the best that we've got when it comes to enchanted bar entertainment these days, since Adventurers Club closed in September 2008 to make way for new dining and shopping locations. I am just so glad that I was born early enough to actually go to Adventurers Club several times and still have those memories. Now, how about the Good Turn restaurant? Y'all know how much I love Garden Grill over in the Land Pavilion in Epcot? Well, it used to be the Good Turn restaurant, and I think my love affair with this place started way back then. The main difference here was the theming. The Land Grill and the Good Turn restaurant took on more of a crimson facade instead of the nature-y tones that the restaurant now possesses. And let's not forget, they also used to serve up butter shaped like Mickey Mouse, like 3D butter shaped like Mickey Mouse, a full statue of him in butter, served to my table. I didn't know what I had when I had it. But anyway, still a rotating restaurant, still really, really cool. And you can go to the same place. It's Garden Grill now with characters, but back in the day, my 80s Epcot days, it was the Good Turn restaurant and the Land Grill room. And then Top of the World. Before it was California Grill, it was a dinner/nightclub show that opened on October 1st, 1971, Disney World's opening day. It was called Top of the World. The show featured at this club was called Broadway at the Top, which showcased popular Broadway hits by a talented cast of singers. This place just sort of reminds me of the whole Love Boat aesthetic, I guess. It feels very Love Boat to me. So the restaurant was replaced by California Grill in 1995. And while Cali Grill still kept that amazing 15th story view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks, it's now focused more on sophisticated dining and less on, a whole dinner show, which is kind of sad. I think that'd be cool. So how about the best lounges we are looking forward to? I know technically we can't count these new lounges as the best dining options yet because we haven't been there. They're not open. But if we can take a little detour into the past, I think it's only fair to take a sneak peek at the future too. In 2025, Disney World will be opening 2 brand new lounges inspired by classic Disney World attractions. First up, we've got Geo 82. This is a Spaceship Earth themed lounge coming to Epcot. This will be a modern and sleek looking spot that only allows guests who are 21 and over to drink and dine here. For a more family friendly option, you can head to Magic Kingdom's Pirates Tavern that's in the works. This new lounge will be open for all ages, hopefully toward the latter half of 2025, but will not only offer beverages and bites for your whole crew, but also expand on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride lore, making you an honorary pirate by association. Okay, how about the best restaurant for celebrating Oktoberfest? Who says you can only celebrate Oktoberfest during the month of September or October? It's actually kind of in September. Anyway, over at Biergarten in Epcot's Germany Pavilion, it is Oktoberfest all year round. Biergarten is an all-you-can-eat buffet filled with German-style favorites and beers served by the liter and half liter. Yeah, that's right. You can get a liter of beer. It is ginormous, way bigger than your head. And the table service is going to transport you to this little Bavarian village town square in the middle of the evening for a celebration of music and Prost chants, and it's just great. My only beef with this place is that because it's set up to mimic a Bavarian street fair, all the tables in the dining room are communal. So if you have fewer than 8 members in your travel party, you'll more than likely be sitting with some strangers. Now, this might not bother some of you in the slightest, but for me, who's definitely more on the introverted side of things, this is my one main holdup for truly loving this place to the fullest. Entertainment is key here at Biergarten. You'll be serenaded by handbells and cowbells and giant alpenhorns and polka music. And I know we've already talked ad nauseum about immersive dining experiences today, but Biergarten could have easily been added to that category too, because they do a great job getting you into the spirit of the celebration. There's even a dance floor in front of the stage where guests are welcome to show off their moves and join in on the show, which the kiddos really, really love. Now, how about the best restaurant if you need to spend time out of the rain? I guess technically any Disney World sit-down meal could help you kill an hour or so if you've run into a stormy rough patch during your Disney day, but Splitsville Luxury Lanes over in Disney Springs does an extra good job at this because you'll not only get to eat a meal, but you can also get a round or 2 of bowling squeezed into your visit. Am I good at bowling? I'm all right, but do I still love coming here to chow down on the loaded fries and sip on a Dole Whip pina colada and fool myself into thinking that I'll get at least 1 strike? Yes, I do. The cool thing about Splitsville is that you can spend as much or as little time here as you want. If you just want to dine and not bowl, you're more than welcome to sit in their dining room instead and skip the additional bowling cost. Or you can just bowl and skip the food. But let's be real, the best part about dining here is the fact that you can eat elevated bar food and bowl at the same time. You can reserve your lane through the Splitsville website ahead of time, but if you're just wanting to eat in the dining room, those reservations are made separately and can be made through the Disney World website or My Disney Experience app. Ooh, I love this one. The best dining experience to meet rare characters. Okay, so character dining isn't for everyone. Sometimes the atmosphere at these locations can get a little too loud and rowdy. Sometimes the food just doesn't live up to the price tag you paid for it. And sometimes you'll find yourself thinking, I probably could have just doubled down and waited in line for these characters in the parks. Why am I paying so much money to meet them here? I get it. The vibes don't always mesh with your personal preferences, but you might just transform into a character dining fan after you experience a meal at Storybook Dining at Artist Point. This is over at Wilderness Lodge, and it just so happens to be the only character dining experience at Disney World that focuses on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs crew. So during your meal, you'll be able to meet Snow White and Grumpy, Dopey, and the Evil Queen, who, by the way, nobody invited, but she doesn't need an invite. She just goes where she wants. At Artist Point, you can indulge in a prix-fixe dinner that includes multiple appetizers to share, one entree per person, and lots of shared desserts, each themed to a whole enchanted forest setting, much like the dining room itself. Whenever we dine here, we tend to order the Royal Prime Rib Roast, which comes with horseradish mashed potato, a giant Yorkshire pudding, some really good roasted carrots. I don't know why they're so good, and I wish they'd give me more. But anyway, that's probably the biggest bang for your buck in terms of entrees, but those looking for a vegetarian option definitely highly recommend the Stroll Through Nature. It's basically a gnocchi, asparagus, leek, arugula, sage, parmesan situation. It's really good. The food here in our experience tends to be consistently reliable and high quality, but when you pair the eats with the rare characters and charming dining room ambiance, it's a straight up home run, at least for us. Okay, how about the best restaurants for fancy dining? And for this one, we're not talking about the uber expensive fancy dining, but a nice celebratory meal that you can go to and maybe not completely break the bank. Disney's got a lot of signature restaurants. That's what they call their fancy restaurants, signature restaurants, that are indeed expensive, but they're not quite as pricey as Disney's more prestigious restaurants that have dress codes and age restrictions and become multi-hour, multi-course endeavors. We're going to be talking about those in just a second, but for now, we're just going to stick with the signature stuff that's pricey and tasty and great for a nice date night, but not going to have you taking out alone. Le Cellier Steakhouse over in Epcot is my go-to if I'm looking for a date night or just wanting to take myself out on a nice dinner date, because I deserve a little steak and poutine and Canadian cheddar cheese soup every now and then, and so do you. You know how we were talking about all things restaurant windows earlier? Well, Le Cellier is like the anti-window restaurant since it's themed around a legit Canadian wine cellar, and yet here I am still recommending it, so the food's gotta be good. Despite the lack of windows, this restaurant still manages to be warm and cozy and elegant with lots of rich details from the beamed ceilings to the stone archways. Note though, the dining room is pretty tiny, so don't be surprised if advanced dining reservations book up solid for this place, especially if you're planning on visiting Epcot during a peak travel season time. If you want to guarantee your spot, prioritize making your reservations as soon as you can, 60 days out. Okay, here I go, bending the rules and talking about multiple restaurants for a single category again, but come on, I haven't talked a whole lot about the Hollywood Studios dining scene today, so I think it's only fair that we throw Hollywood Brown Derby in this mix. Disney's Hollywood Brown Derby is a replica of the famous Vine Street Brown Derby, originally built in 1928. The likeness to the original restaurant is uncanny, from the tiny Brown Derby lampshades to the walls filled with celebrity caricatures. And it's really hard to talk about the menu at Brown Derby because it's always changing up. I used to love the pan-seared black grouper back in the day, but nowadays the pan-roasted halibut fills the grouper's shoes quite nicely with its braised bok choy and roasted cashew jasmine rice, olive oil macerated heirloom tomato, and this Thai coconut sauce. But when I was just there last week, I had the most incredible pork chop. It was really, really good, and I can highly recommend it. And you're in a good restaurant when they do pork well, because pork is so hard to cook to a safe temperature without overcooking it, right? Right, you get it. This was excellent. And one entree you can always rely on at Brown Derby is the famous Cobb salad. It's made tableside with split roasted turkey, bacon, egg, tomatoes, blue cheese, avocado, and classic dressing. Everyone who loves a Cobb salad loves this one best because you know what? It's the original. Now, how about the best restaurants if you have no food budget to worry about? These are the high-end, hoity-toity, really fancy restaurants. Victoria and Albert's over at Grand Floridian Resort and Spa is the really famous one, known for its AAA 5-diamond status. It's got a Michelin star, prix-fixe 13-course meals specifically catered by the Victoria and Albert's chef to fit your palate. Prices here are going to vary depending on what you book, but prices typically start at $2.95 per guest. Safe to say this is an experience for the people out there who really do believe that food is a key part of the whole Disney World experience, especially since this is a dinner that'll take up to 3 hours to fully enjoy. So you're going to want to really study up on this place before you commit to it. And let's not forget about the fine dining hiding out in Epcot. Takumite over in the Japan Pavilion currently features a prix-fixe menu consisting of 2 omakase multi-course meal options. Omakase meaning you're going to leave your dining experience up to the chef and let them curate your entire meal. First menu is an omnivorous kiku meal for $250 per person. This includes sashimi, soups, wagyu beef roll, a selection of desserts, and more. And the second menu is a plant-based hasu menu for the same price, $250 per person. Now, how about the best restaurants for castle dining? I know the arguments, and if you've been studying up on Disney dining, you probably know the arguments too. The castle dining experiences inside Magic Kingdom are very expensive, but you are never, ever, ever going to find another dining atmosphere like the ones you find at Cinderella's Royal Table and Be Our Guest restaurant. Anywhere, not even at the other Disney parks across the globe. So you might still want to save for them regardless if Disney World is going to be one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for you and your fam. But what can you expect when you dine at these intricate castle locations? Well, Cinderella's Royal Table gives you the chance to eat in the iconic Cinderella Castle, and that is incredible. It's kind of the law, you have to go there at least once. Though the prix-fixe dining options leave something to be desired, the meet and greet element at Cindy's does make this one of our favorite character dining experiences property-wide. You get to meet a bunch of princesses. Could include Ariel, Aurora, Jasmine, Snow White. We met Merida the other day, and that was awesome. And of course, Cinderella. Now, meanwhile, at Be Our Guest restaurant, there are 3 separate rooms you could end up in, each themed around a Place in Beast's castle straight from the animated film. Well, 2 of them are from the film. The third one is not, but it's still beautiful. The most likely and largest room you'll be seated in is the chandelier-adorned ballroom. The second room is the Rose Gallery. Now, that's the one that isn't from the film, but you've got lots of portraits on the wall that depict scenes that you've never seen before. And finally, you've got the West Wing, which is dark and moody thanks to its occasional lightning strikes and always present low lighting. Of course, you've got the Enchanted Rose in here as well. Sadly, Be Our Guest restaurant is not a full character meal, but there is a character experience that takes place while you dine. At some point during your meal, a rare appearance from the Beast happens and he'll walk through the various dining rooms, but he won't usually stop for a full-blown meet and greet. So Disney World has over 400 restaurants for you to potentially choose from, and we never want you to feel like you're choosing the wrong options during your vacation. So if you're ready to learn about even more dining around the parks, check out some of our other Disney food-centric videos that are on the channel right now, like our best Disney World breakfasts or best things to eat in Magic Kingdom. Spoiler alert, there are a lot. And don't forget to pick up our free Top Restaurants guide right now over at disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.